Hey guys, Scott and Nate here from Play Your Court, and today we're going to show you a simple secret to generate way more power on your ground strokes.
Way more power.
All right guys, so today we're talking about how to generate some effortless power on your ground strokes. This video is for players a little bit more advanced, Play Your Court rating of 70 and up. If you're not in our community or familiar with our rating system, the 70 Play Your Court rated player is the equivalent of USTA 4.0. So Nate, talk to me here. Effortless power on our ground strokes. What's going on here? We've got some dots on the ground. What are you talking to us about today?
Those dots are actually lines, Scott, but that's okay.
Lines.
That's all right.
Not
We're good.
dots.
Hey, been a long day. I get it. Guys, probably going to surprise you here. We're not actually talking about the mechanics of the stroke itself. We're actually talking about how you're moving to the ball and what you're doing with your momentum. And
footwork will make your dream work?
Footwork will make the dream work. I think that's right. So what we're going to really talk about is getting up to the ball and not hitting the brakes. How do we slow down but still use the momentum to drive through the ball with the hips and the shoulders? And this is what you're going to be seeing the pros do, really, when they're getting these short balls, this pivot step, as we call it, which allows you to move forward to the net if you'd like, or to recover back with pretty much seamless ease. All right, guys, so we're back here, and as you can see, we've got lines down, and what they're indicating is that we're getting a short ball, and that's the direction that Scott is going to be moving in. The first thing we're going to show you is the incorrect way to receive this short ball. What Scott's going to do, he's going to track, and where he'll stop is where the ball will be. That way you can imagine the contact. But Scott is going to move up to the ball and completely hit the brakes. And what you can see here is this leg is trying to stabilize. The hip is immobile because it's trying to hold the position. And he's going to be pretty off balance here. If I give him a gentle nudge, he's going to fall all the way over. But what this does is if you're consciously trying to slow down and hit the brakes with the footwork, you're also going to get some tension in your hand, which is going to slow the stroke down itself. All right, so let's show you mistake number 2. This time, Scott is going to come up to a ball that's weak, it's short, and he's going to set up with an open stance. So the problem with this is now he's just all crossed up, right? The momentum, unless he does a full 180 to get around the ball, right, it's going to be really, really difficult to allow the hip to come all the way around, creating effortless power. So now let's fix it. Let's show the correct way on how to hit this forehand with the pivot step. Go ahead, Scott. He's stepping in with this front foot, and then he's allowing the hip to work all the way around. And notice the easy recovery afterwards, because as the right leg, one more time, as the right leg comes all the way around, he can now push back to center here. This is going to give him easy power. It's going to let the racket move effortlessly, and he has his choice. He can go down the line, he can go cross court, and he can recover, or he can go to the net. All right, guys, as you can see, we're over here on the ad court, and what we're going to work on is the short backhand. I know many of you are going to have, this is going to help immensely. I struggled so much as a junior coming up to balls and hitting the brakes and feeling really cramped up through the backhand while trying to be aggressive. And I ended up having some problems with the lower back, the hip, because of doing this incorrectly. And what Scott's going to demo here is exactly what we're talking about. Hitting the brakes and really running into a wall as he's trying to get through the stroke and create big power.
So the wrong way.
The wrong way. So what you'll notice here, immediately an imbalance. So he's pulling off the ball, probably going to hook the ball wide, right? And at this point, there's really no way to get the racket all the way through effortlessly because the hip is the roadblock. That's what I want you guys to take away from this, is by not allowing the hip to come through with this much momentum forward, the roadblock is going to create this imbalance, just destructing the entire stroke.
I feel real tangled up when I hold it. I feel like I'm going to fall to the left, and my whole body just feels tangled up.
A pretzel.
Feels like I jerked. Yeah, it feels like I jerked the backhand almost.
No good. So let's talk to them a little bit about the right way, okay? And it's going to be the same exact thing we saw in the forehand. He's just going to bring his left foot around on a pivot. And notice the quick recovery, right? And now here's the nice thing. So Scott, show us if you wanted to go to the net off this one. Right, so he's either which way, whether he's going forward to the net or he's recovering, he's always allowing that left hip to come around. Now, one little note here, this is really important. What you don't want to do is hinge like a door in this movement. And what I mean is coming up and immediately pulling the leg around. That's not what we're talking about. As you can notice, do it one more time, Scott. The hip holds back just a little bit, but he releases it through the stroke. All right, I think if you guys really pay attention to what your feet are doing, coming up to the ball and being aggressive, getting the ball a little bit earlier, proceeding to the net or quicker recovery, your ground strokes are going to be monsters. So put a little attention to what you're doing with your hips and your shoulders. Take your foot off the brake, all right? And by doing that, you're going to have just massive explosive power off your forehand and backhand.
Yeah, Nate, so that's great instruction, and guys, I hope this really helps you deliver some more power to your ground strokes. A lot of the instruction we deliver is more high level. A lot of it's for more rec players and lower level. What we need to know is just more information about your game so we can send you some custom video coaching for the things you need to work on. So do us a favor, click the button, click the link below, answer some questions for us, and Nate and I will send you some custom video coaching based on the things that you at your exact skill level need to be working on. Just click the button or the link below, and Nate and I will do the rest.